Tomorrow, a decision from the judge in Stephen Avery's murder trial on a major defense motion, and it could change the outcome of the trial. It's our top story tonight on Action 2 News at 10.
This is Action 2 News at 10. Coverage you can count on.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Judge Patrick Willis will decide tomorrow to declare a mistrial, delay the proceedings, or start the fourth week of testimony in Stephen Avery's murder trial. Avery is accused of killing Teresa Halbach in October of 2005. His nephew, Brendan Dassey, is also charged with the crime and is expected to stand trial next month. But tomorrow, Avery's trial could come to an abrupt stop if the defense has its way. Tonight, our Action 2 News legal analyst Tricia Nell helps explain. At issue is this, a vial of Stephen Avery's blood previously held in the Manitowoc County Clerk's office. Throughout the trial, the defense has argued the blood was planted in Teresa Halbach's vehicle to frame Stephen Avery. The judge ruled the prosecution could have the blood tested to prove it contains a preservative and therefore couldn't be the blood in the SUV. The FBI is performing that test right now, but the defense filed a motion saying it too should be able to get its own results. The problem is the test is so new, no independent agency in North America even does it. Tomorrow, the jury will not be in the courtroom. Instead, Judge Willis will hear arguments from both sides.
I think most of the day will be spent with attorneys obviously putting out both of their positions on this very scientific evidence, as well as the prosecution putting on possibly somebody from the FBI to really go through the validity of the testing, how the process is done, how they came up with this protocol, and what the results could mean either way.
Nell says the defense will argue for a mistrial or an adjournment.
We need to have an independent testing done. We need the time to be able to do that. Judge, we need public funding in order to get this testing done and to have an expert on our side to back up our results.
And Nell says because keeping the current jurors isolated while postponing the trial would be nearly impossible, Judge Willis really only has two options: to decide no test results from the blood vial will be allowed as evidence, or to declare a mistrial, allowing the defense plenty of time to find a way to get the vial's contents tested.
I think both sides really have their hands full for Monday, and I think it's going to be a pretty intense, pretty big decision made by Judge Willis on Monday, which could actually, really, the whole outcome of the trial could be based on this decision.
And the judge has set aside all day tomorrow to go over this motion. If he decides to continue with the trial, Special Prosecutor Ken Kratz said his portion of the case will likely wrap up this week. Last week, testimony focused on the bone and teeth fragments found on the Avery property. Several experts told the jury about those fragments and said the manner of death was homicide, likely by gunshot wounds to the head. Nell says the prosecution's final witnesses will help the jurors connect the dots of its case.
The case is really going to be pulling it all together and maybe getting some of the last witnesses that will summarize and put the final pieces of the puzzle together for the prosecution.